All right, we're going to continue this morning's media availabilities. We are now joined by our points leader, Kyle Larson, driver of the number 42 Credit One Bank Chevrolet for Chip Ganassi Racing. Kyle, can you speak to how your team and you plan to extend this lead heading into Sunday's race?
Yeah, Richmond, we had a good run here last year, but typically I don't run great here. I mean, I'm okay. I run typically right around 10th, but last year we were a lot better and we were able to finish second. So hopefully we've hit on a balance that I like here and can show it again here this weekend. It'll be different. That was a night race. This can be the sun out, hot, slick. So it'll be harder on your tires. You have to take care of all that stuff, your brakes and everything. So we'll just wait and see. Richmond is a tough racetrack. It's super slick. To me, it feels like one of the slickest places we go to once the tires wear out. So I gotta do my best to take care of my race car.
Great. We'll start right up here front with Tom.
Hi, Kyle. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. The speeding penalty at Bristol cost you a chance at winning the race. Can you explain how so many drivers this season are struggling with pit road penalties and losing races in the process? What's the issue you guys are having?
Well, I think they've added segments. Well, I guess Bristol they haven't added any segments, but most tracks they've added twice as many segments. So it's if you get a little too fast over your speed limit, it's hard to get back down to before you get to the end of that zone. So I think that's why you see people getting more speeding penalties. Last week it looked like on my in-car, so you can kind of speed around the corner there, and then you have to slow down for your once you get on the straightaway. And when I went to slow down, Joey was still in the corner behind me, Logano, and tapped my rear bumper, and it got my my rhythm off, and I was, I think, only like a half mile an hour over. So yeah, that was unfortunate because we had a good car last week, but Chad and everybody made a aggressive pit call there at the end to take two left side tires and gained a lot of track position, and had a shot at winning still. So wish I wouldn't have sped there. We would have had probably a little bit better shot at a win. Jimmy got going really good there at the end though.
All right. We'll go right here to Nate and then right here.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. I have actually two, Kyle. The first one would be you were fairly defiant at Bristol about 2 lanes were the best way, and then I saw your tweet post-race. You felt, I think, pretty vindicated. What was the response to that tweet, and what did you hear from people?
I would say more people probably agreed with me by the end of the race. You still had your older race fans that enjoyed the single file racing around the bottom. But I know all the drivers enjoy every racetrack we go to. They enjoy when we can move around and find different lines on the racetrack to pass, because it makes, at least from our seat, maybe it doesn't translate to TV as well, but in our seat the racing's way better that way. And I thought Bristol last week was awesome, especially because we had all the rain and the track was fresh there to start the race, so it went through all the changes it normally goes through throughout the weekend, in one race. So the line changed so much. It kept all of us drivers and teams on our toes, because we had to search around a lot and try and do things in the cockpit to make our car better, because the track was going through so many changes. So I think that style of racing at Bristol is awesome. There's no other track on our circuit that has that exciting and intense of racing. I watched the race over last night and I thought it was amazing. So hopefully they don't try and do anything more to make us go around the bottom, because Bristol's awesome.
Do you empathize at all, though, with the old school fans who prefer the bump and run?
So I don't, I haven't been in this sport a long time, but I can't imagine, the pace of our races nowadays have to be way more, way faster than what they were running, in the early 2000s or whenever the best racing at Bristol was. We're running qualifying laps around there all race long. So, and two, our bumpers line up. So it's not easy to do the bumper run. You see on TV people do hit somebody in front of them, and the guy in front of them barely moves. So where back before the bumpers lined up, you could get into somebody, pick them up and move them. Well, now you just hit them and they don't really go anywhere in front of you. So the bump and run's kind of gone away a little bit, just the way of I think our style of our bodies are, as well as I think we have more grip nowadays than they probably had back then. So the pace to me feels extremely fast, especially when you put the VHT down. It gets faster and faster down there, so it makes it harder for us to do the bump and run. So yeah, the style of racing and the style of cars is just different than what it used to be, and I don't think you're gonna get all the way back to how they all like it.
Last one. They used to seal this place until about 15 years ago. They used to treat the surface. They stopped doing that. Should they consider something like the VHT at Bristol here? Does it need it? Would it help it?
I don't know. There again, this is another short track, and all the drivers complain. All of us complained, a few years ago when it was single file around the bottom the whole time, and then Goodyear brought a great tire back, and now we're running all over the racetrack, and drivers and fans seem to like it. So it's opposite, I guess, that fans want one thing at one track and want the opposite at another short track. So I don't know. I think the racing here is good, really good right now, and a lot of fun too. So I don't know if VHT. I don't really have an opinion on this place, if the VHT will make it better or worse or what.
Kyle, Hank Kurz with the AP. There's been a lot of talk this week with Dale Jr.'s announcement, and Tony and Jeff Gordon and Carl Edwards about the retirement of a bunch of guys and the need for NASCAR to kind of identify who the next stars are going to be. How much of an opportunity does that feel like for you, and how important do you think it is that there be a bunch of guys that rise up and become popular like that?
Yeah, I think although it's sad that we have all of our veterans and heroes retiring now, I think NASCAR's in a great position with all the young talent that they have in the Cup Series currently, and in the really every kind of feeder series below them. There's a lot of young guys with great equipment and good backing. So I think the competition will be good, and there's a lot of personalities too. You see with people getting themselves out there on social media and stuff like that, showing their personalities. So I feel like we're in a good spot to have some new stars step up. I know a lot of people have been pointing at myself and Chase and Blaney as just name three. So that's pretty cool to be in that category, and hopefully we all have a lot of juniors fans kind of dispersed to cheer for us and don't just leave the sport totally. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how with him retiring, how it changes the sport, popularity wise. It could be good, it could be bad, who knows, but I think all of us young guys are ready to kind of fill in his shoes a little bit.
We'll go right here to Lee in the front.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. When you did 12 questions with Jeff Gluck, he asked you a similar question, about grassroots racing, open wheel racing, and basically, I think you said that you were one of the last real racers left. And can you explain why that is important? Why NASCAR has to do a better or NASCAR fans need to have a better understanding of the roots of the sport?
I don't know. I think NASCAR fans understand grassroots racing and stuff. That comment more was just rather, and there's other drivers in the Cup level that go on their off weekends and run other types of racing and stuff, but not nearly. They don't race nearly as much as I do outside of NASCAR. So, and I would race a lot more if I was allowed to. So. That's why I feel like I'm the last true racer. I'd love to race any type of vehicle, whether it's in a circle, straight line, road course, I don't care. I just feel like, I think, like Andretti and Foyt and Tony Stewart, like, I feel like I'm in the same category as them. They would race anything every day of the week. So, and like I said, there's a couple that you will race, here and there, but I would race every day of the week if I could. So that's why I feel like I'm the last true racer left.
Great. We'll go right back here in the back with Claire.
I know that when you got signed, Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio by Chip, he looked at you for your talent, not what money that you had. And your dad had told me that he would love for you to stay with Chip Ganassi your entire career and be the impetus for changing that team into something that's a huge powerhouse. Is that just sort of wishful thinking, or is that something that you actually, too, want to believe with so much talk about what you might do with your career?
I mean, as far as turning into a powerhouse team, it depends a lot on hard work and all that. So that's all wishful thinking that hopefully it will turn into kind of like what Jeff Gordon and Hendrick Motorsports was when he first started. So I'm very thankful that Chip signed me a few years ago without any funding, because I had no funding, and moved me up the ladder quick. It all kind of worked out perfect with me in my situation. So I'm very loyal to Chip. I love racing for him. It's been especially fun this year because we do have fast race cars. So I hope, I would love to be with Chip the rest of my career. Just got to continue to keep working hard and keep building fast race cars.
And there's a lot of talk about you, right or wrong. There's a lot of fan talk about you in the '88 and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've been reading that a lot. It's funny to look at that, and fans think they know everybody's contract situation. So I think it's pretty funny.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Right here in the front with Kelly.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. Kyle, I'm curious. So much has been written, obviously, so early in the season because of how you're running. There's been a lot of chatter about, living up to your potential, showing everybody this is what we've been waiting for. First, do you get caught up into what everybody's been saying about how you've been running and what the team's been doing so far?
Yeah, I mean, I read it all. It's when you're running good, it's easy to read all the positive stuff. Whenever I've ran bad in the past, that's when I stopped reading everything. But no, for sure, right now I listen to every talk show deal on Fox or NBC, or read every article that my name is tagged in. So not that it boosts my ego or anything. It's just cool to kind of see what people are talking about myself and our race team, and because we're running good right now. So I don't think it goes to. It definitely doesn't go to my head. I don't think it goes to any of our people's head at our race shop or on our race team. So we're just enjoying what we've got going on right now and having fun with it.
And do you does it put more pressure on you or less pressure that because of how you're running, do you feel like you have to keep proving that this is what you're supposed to be doing the rest of the year, or does it kind of take the pressure off that this is we're where we're supposed to be?
I don't know. I've never really felt like I've had to prove anything. I just try and have as much fun as I can. It's easy to have fun when you're running good. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't put any pressure on myself. I don't let the media put any pressure on me or our guys and gals at our race team. But it's just fun, to be this fast, and I'm hoping we can ride this wave all the way to Homestead and win a championship.
We'll go right here to Nate.
Yeah, Kyle, I know that Chip loves having his drivers' contracts out in the media, so I thought I'd just give you this chance. He said that fans love to speculate on contracts. Would you like to just put all that to bed and just tell them, like, there's no possibility of you leaving in the next however many seasons?
I'd have to talk to Chip, I guess, before I came on the public about anything that serious. So I won't talk about anything like that because I don't even know if I'm allowed to or not. I know Jamie's very secretive about all his stuff, but yeah, I don't know.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Oh, yes, right here in the back.
Hey, Kyle. Nathan Epstein with Wavy TV and Hampton Roads. Can you describe, I think Dale made his Cup debut, 18, 19 years ago. I think you were 5 years old, something like that.
I'm 24 right now.
So can you explain just sort of what you saw in him at a young age, and now racing alongside him, what kind of influence he's had on you on the track?
Yeah, I didn't watch a ton of NASCAR growing up. I probably, I don't remember watching him get started. But I do remember, after his dad had passed and, all the pressure that was put on him and stuff. So you kind of feel for him a little bit. I remember back then, because a lot of the fans kind of try and live Dale Sr. through Dale Jr. And, that's I'm sure that was tough on him. He had a lot of expectations on him, and he's done such a good job, handling all that and being real and being him. I don't know him a ton, but I've spent enough time around him a little bit, and people that have spent time around him that they all say he's the same guy at the racetrack that he is at home. So I think that's really good and cool, and he's had a lot of success in his 18 or 19 years, and it's cool to see, like I said, how he's handled all that pressure but still performed at a high level too.
Great. We'll go right up here in the front to Brant.
Brant James, USA Today Sports. Talking about the changing in the guard from the older stars to the younger stars, how much more of a chance does this have to succeed? I mean, look at the points right now. You and Chase and Ryan are doing very well. I mean, it seems like not having to sell that, hey, these guys are going to be good someday is a big part.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that, I read some stuff this morning, that nobody's really mentioning Joey Logano, but he's only 2 years older than I am, so he's up there as well. But it's cool to see that there's a handful of us up in the front of the standings, not just one of us, so that's able for NASCAR to promote us even better. And I think next week myself, Ryan, Chase, and maybe like Eric Jones or something, we're all doing like a kind of like a media tour throughout DC and New York and stuff like that. So it's fun to have all of us running well and getting promoted finally. I feel like it's got to watch a couple other young guys be promoted a lot the last year or so, but now that I'm running up front, it's good to be a part of that group and get my name out there more. Like I've been saying too, there's a lot of young guys and gals that are below us that are coming up, and it's gonna be interesting. I think the next 4 or 5 years, NASCAR is gonna go through an exciting change. Average age is going down, and I think new sponsors will hopefully be coming in, new fan bases, because we are millennials, and that's kind of who we need to get in our sport. So it's gonna be fun to have all of us work hard and try and build our brands and build the sport as well.
All right. Thanks for joining us today,
Thanks.
Kyle. Good luck this weekend.